Welcome to the Newcomers on Fire show. Today, we're diving into a truly inspiring journey that's all about finding your way in a new place and making things happen. Our special guest is Pankhudi, and her story is a powerful reminder that with determination and a little bit of help, you can overcome any challenges. She's the kind of person that never gives up, no matter what. Moving to Canada from India to pursue her business degree was a big step, and even though she graduated from a top university, her road wasn't that smooth. Pankuri faced some tough moments like realizing she needed to step out and connect with people to land her dream job. Networking turned out to be her secret weapon. Through school events and reaching out to managers before job openings even appear, she made things happen. Pankuri's journey teaches us that a little bit of networking, a sprinkle of mentorship, and a dash of self improvement can lead to something amazing. We also talk about the importance of speaking up and setting up boundaries. Pankuri's journey shows us how not speaking up can affect our happiness and well being. So get ready to be inspired by Pankuri's incredible story of courage, learning, and the magic of connecting with others.
Welcome to the Newcomers on Fire show with your host, Miguel Abascal. Listen to people like you sharing their journeys, struggles, and their breakthroughs. Be ready to be inspired to take control of your time, career, finances, and future. Fulfill your potential. Become the person you're meant to be and make your dreams a reality.
Welcome. I'm so excited to be here with Pan. This is amazing. I think she has an incredible story. And so Pan, tell us more about yourself.
Well, thank you for having me here, Miguel. I will share my story and a little bit about myself. My name is Pankhudi Singh. I'm originally from India. I came to Canada in 2017 to pursue my business degree from Rodman School of Management. So I finished my degree and I had interned with Toronto Police at that time, and I started working with TPS. Since then, I've been with them. And A few things about myself and why I'm doing this is that I'm an empath. I think my EQ is my superpower. And many people have helped me with my journey coming to Canada with work and everything else, even studying for MBA program, giving GMAT. There were people helping me throughout the process, and I want to do the same. I want to pay it forward, and this is why I am here. Second thing that makes Pankhudi Pankhudi is that um, I love to learn. Sometimes people come to me and be like, "Hey, do you have an answer for this?" And I tell them that I don't know how to do it right now, but give me a day or two, and I will learn it, and I'll tell you the answer how to do this. So that's me. I learned English pretty late. After I was like 18, I didn't go to top tier school or anything, but I always made sure that I surround myself with people who inspire me. And I made sure that I tell them that I want to learn, I want to be better, and I want to learn from them. And people really appreciated that. They helped me get there. So this is me here after
Wow,
learning as much as I want.
what a journey! It's incredible. Thank you so much for sharing. Definitely, let's break it down step by step. So you decided to come to Canada. You went to school.
Mhm.
Tell us more. How did you feel when you made that decision?
When I made the decision, or now about
When
making
you
that
made a
decision.
decision, yeah, exactly. When you made a decision, when you did it, and now that you're here, like, what happened
Um,
across?
so I think I decided had my bachelor's and master's from India. Um, I think I was in my bachelor's degree when I had decided that I want to leave India due to different things: patriarchy, caste system, social
Hmm.
hierarchy, and corruption. Many things in together. And I was like, I want to go west. And that's when I decided that, okay, I will do the things that are required to get outside India. I didn't know where I want to go. I think it was 2013 when I started researching that which are the countries with good MBA programs. and what are the benefits, where is it easy to immigrate. So Donald Trump came in, I think, 2015. So I was like, I'm not going to US. That's for sure. So Australia, Canada, and UK were three
Exactly.
choices. Yes, but
Wow.
immigrating to UK and Australia permanently was getting harder and harder. So I decided on Canada like that, and I started. I gave my IELTS, I gave my GMAT. I was working with Visa as a systems analyst when I started
Mhm.
applying, and my friend was helping me with the concepts and everything. And I applied to Rotman. I applied to a few other schools. Rotman was the first one that responded, and I got some scholarship as well. And I came here.
Wow.
Looking back, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's incredible, and we're so happy that you decided for Canada. Definitely having you
Thank you.
here, it's helping us a lot. So, and you're going to help a lot of people with your story. But definitely,
Thank
what
you.
a journey! So now that you are here,
Yeah.
is it everything went
Mhm.
according to plan?
No. Oh no. 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 I had this vision that it's Canada will solve all my problem for myself. And I
Yeah,
was like, I'm paying this exorbitant fee to this MBA school. I felt entitled that they would do my work for me. So
yes,
when I came here, they asked me to write a resume and cover letter and cater it to different schools and network. I was baffled. I was confused that why I have to do all this work. I paid you the fee. Now you're supposed to do the work for me, right? Like, no, no, you are supposed to do the work. We're here to guide you. We're not here to do your work for you. So I think it took some time and I was struggling. I got diagnosed with ADHD, I think, in my second year, uh, because I could not manage both studies and networking. So it was hard, but I'm glad that it was hard because now I know what I know based on those hardships. So I understand the importance of networking. I understand that I should have done some work before I came here, be it communication skill, be it presentation skill, Excel, and other technical skills, so that I would have more time when I came here. So those things now I know I should have started networking before I landed here. So
that's
this
so
is
key.
looking back.
What is incredible is, to
Yeah.
your point, you went to the best school in business in Toronto, and
Yeah.
even though you are in the best school in business, because in Mexico and I'm pretty sure in India, when you go to a private school like that, it's like you are set up for life. You are good. Like it's
Yes.
everything happens for
Yes.
you and to you.
Yes.
So, but here it's like, hey, great that you are doing an MBA. It's like good luck. Try to find your own job.
Yes.
So now that you are like, now that you know that you should have done a little bit more of networking and that you have should
Mhm.
have prepared more, uh, tell us more about that. Like how, what kind of networking was the one that worked, or what was the discovery that you were looking for?
So I think what worked for me, the first connection that I got for Toronto Police was through networking event in school. So I'm lucky that I got that connection through school. So Toronto Police came for a strategy intern position at Rotman, and I talked to the manager. I talked to one of the deputies who's now in Ireland. So I connected through them, and because back home I come from a policing family, so I think that clicked. I was like, policing is very corrupt in India. I never thought of getting into that in India. And I was walking one day randomly on near Young Street, and I saw the building, and I thought that it would be interesting to work here. And it was just a thought. And when the position came, I was like, okay, I'm gonna apply, and I applied. The interview went great, and I did that position. And when I graduated, I reached out to my manager again, and he made the connection with the manager for budget and finance. And then she had a temporary position, and she said, why don't you come and see how it worked out. My first manager didn't have any positions open for me, but he made that connection, and he saw my work ethic, and he was impressed, so he felt confident to do that for me.
That's amazing. So the secret here is like building strong connections where people know you, like you, and trust you. And because of that,
Yeah.
you were able to just break through and have like that moment in life where it says like, "Wow, I made it." Because I'm pretty sure like
Yes.
you were having this admin job which was temporal, but now
Yeah.
like the shift, the
Yeah.
change.
So I believe that networking has to be an active thing as well. It cannot be passive, that you just make connections after connections and you do nothing about it. So when I did my admin after budget, I wanted to get permanent. So I applied for this admin position, which was permanent, and a lot of uncertainties back home. So I took this, which was gave me peace of mind. And from there, I started talking to people and I started researching, where do I want to go next. I didn't want to go in finance or budget again. So this position looked interesting. Knowing about hate crimes and extremism, this looked interesting. So I reached out to the manager months in advance, before any position was there, that hey, I am interested in coming to this team in future. What are the things that I can do to make my chances better? And he gave me a few pointers. I started doing courses, I started talking to different people, and everyone would give me pointers that you can do this, you can do that. And when I applied, I had made connections from three different channels, and everyone knew me. Everyone was asking that, hey, this girl is really good, I've worked with her, she's really dedicated, she has MBA, and she would be really good for this. So it has to be an active thing.
That's incredible. So I just like to unpack it. First of all, you reach out proactively to say like, this is the area that I want to work. And then after that is like, what can I do to improve my chances? So that's a great, very powerful question. And then
Yeah.
they started to coach you. But at the same time, you became number one in the radar to say like, hey, whenever there is an opportunity, this girl, like she's rocking, she's really good. Like you should bring it to the team. And then
Yeah.
that's pretty much what happens. So
Yes.
uh, wow, super good. Yeah, tell us more. Now
um
you're working on your dream job.
Networking comes with a bit of stalking skill as well.
Yes,
I feel bad about using this negative word, but like I said in my first point, that I'm someone who surrounds myself with people who inspire me and are there where I want to get to. So looking at their journey kind of helps to figure out what are the steps that you can take. And there's 6 degrees of separation between everyone on earth. So trying to find out how can you get them to mentor you, or how you can find someone who has a role close enough, and then get that mentorship and start being very proactive, start being very active in your networking efforts, and then your learning efforts to get to where you want to be.
that's amazing. So, like for example, how did you approach people to ask for them to be your mentor? Is there any specific that you do, or is like you try to find value
um,
first?
so I mostly found mentors through work and through education. In my MBA, I found some mentors, and I am very upfront about I am struggling in this field. People don't see your struggle and they think that everything is fine. But when you talk to someone on human level, that this is the area that I want to improve on, and I don't know anything about it, or I know little bit about it based on my research, but what can you tell me more? So acknowledge your struggles, but do your work as well, when you're finding mentors, and then keep them engaged. It has to be, you have to book calls with them every now and then to say that you gave me these pointers, now I'm here, what's next? Or after every coffee chat, Professor N told me that you have to ask for feedback after every coffee chat. What can I do better? How can I improve my approach? And make sure when you meet them the next time, you have implemented those things, and then asking for further connection.
Wow, Pankhudi.
One person can only.
And you are so good at networking. Were you always like this, or you learned how to be good at networking?
No, I was not always like that. But I don't come from a lot of. a family that can give me a lot of support or guidance. So I kind of come from a broken family where it was difficult and growing up. So I started to rely on other people for what to do in life, in career. So I think that's where it comes from. Finding family and friends, finding network, professional network. So I think that's where it comes from in my core. But I don't think I was always like that. When I was growing up, I thought that I'm the big shot and I don't need to rely on anyone. I can figure it out on my own. As I started growing up, I understood that no, you cannot do everything yourself.
That makes sense, and I can relate to your story so much. It's incredible how you have create transform your mess into a good message, your test into a great testimony. So like that transformation is like incredible, and I can see that you are walking uh, that success in a way that how you connect with people, how you engage. And I've seen you, and it's like, yeah, this is, I know that, of course, like this is an incredible story of resilience, but also like that transformation from, hey, starting as an admin and now like doing a great job that the one that you have is like, I find it fascinating. So congratulations again. Uh,
Thank you.
is there anyone that any advice from a mentor that resonates with you or that make a shift in your mindsets and like, oh, okay, now I get it? Is there anything, a moment like an aha moment for you?
Um, a lot of things like one thing, asking for feedback and how to implement it. A lot of times, it has also happened that a mentor has given me some advice, and I don't want to do that. I I'm what do you call it? There is resistance, or I
Resistance.
don't want. It's a difficult thing to do. Like someone asked me, you know this person, Luki, um, and he asked me. I asked him how to figure out what to do next. I've learned everything about this job. What to do next? And he asked me, imagine when you retire, what do you wanna? Um, when you look back, what do you want to be in this time point in time? And it was such a difficult question for me because my whole life it was all about survival, getting to know where I am. So questions like this stick with me, um, because how difficult it is, but it is important to acknowledge and work on that. And I think that's where I am today, here today, because sorry, I go on tangent, but
It's
another
perfect.
another mentor said, asked me, what is your superpower? And I said, my superpower is my EQ. But I didn't know how to connect my superpower and make it meaningful for others. I help people on personal level. So Luki's question and another mentor's question got combined, and I was like, okay, I got here with the help of all the people that helped me today, and I want to be that person when I grow up, when I'm at the age 65, 70, enjoying retirement. I want to look back and see and be like, okay, I help these people. So I think multiple things that kind of make sense together, different advices that I've got.
You're so right, because sometimes success it's like baking a cake. You have ingredients from
Yes.
different people, and then you just put them into your oven in terms of like, okay, this is what I'm going to be doing, and then boom, an amazing cake comes out of it, like something really good that is just for you. So I totally relate to you. Some of those questions are like they keep you thinking for so long. So for example, those questions about
Yeah.
in the future going back, or your what is your eulogy, or like things like that, is like, oh wow, like they're very deep, and they help you a lot. One question that I
Yes.
get a lot from newcomers is like, I don't know how to follow up. I don't know how to provide value to my network. How have you done it?
I have asked this question to my mentors. I'm sorry, and most of them have responded paid forward. So um, that's what I try to do. I When someone reaches out who's applying to Rotman or any other school, they ask for my honest feedback. Then I give my honest feedback. I don't hold back. I tell them that it's not gonna be easy. I ask hard questions. What is your reasoning? Sometimes they're like, oh, it's the best school. That's the reason. Like, that's not a good enough reason. So that's my philosophy, that be honest, try to give back to the community. um, One day I hope my mentors, if they need any help from me, they would ask me. But that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to push, because I'm very pushy, but I'm trying to create the next generation of people in my workspace as well. I try to find people who are good workers, good work ethic, and they're quick learners. I try to tell them that, hey, you gotta apply and to better positions. This job, you did it for so long, you did it good. You have to move up for yourself and for the organization as well, because we need people like you. So I'm trying to do that as well. um, that's just my way.
That makes a lot of sense. And I do relate too, because my mentors were very similar in a way that, hey, I don't need anything, just like to your point, pay it forward and help others. That was kind of like the first advice I got. But something that I learned is that by being yourself, you provide a lot of value. If you are your genuine, authentic self, like who is
Mhm.
happy to go and do X or Y, or like to do something specific with the mentor or with the people that you connect, I think that creates a lot of value. For example, if your mentor likes golfing or fishing or something, it's like, hey, you know what? Let me treat you. Let's go and celebrate. Let's go and do this very specific that you and I like. We can connect, like
Yeah,
Italian restaurants, things like that. So that's one way to pay it forward, and also to pay it back to the mentors. Another way is just to be, it's like, hey, I'm really good at Excel. I'm really good at data. I'm really good at this. Like,
yeah,
hey, anything that I can do to help you, happy to explain, happy to go over, and that
yes,
creates a lot of really good goodwill. That's
that's
incredible.
a good
So
point.
today you are in a way that is like, hey, you know what, you are doing really great. I'm pretty sure that you are completely like busy and working a lot. How do you manage, like how do you balance between taking care of your own mental health and also like keep rocking, keep doing a lot of things that you do?
um I do go for therapy, so that's one. I don't know the answer for everything, and I acknowledge that I cannot be the best at everything. So I do rely on other people a lot. Work wise, I have two people that are there to help me, and other people in office. So I do delegate lot of work as well. Hate crime wise, we do have detectives, detective constables. So a lot of times when I don't know the answer, I ask them that, hey, can you look at it and can you tell me what should be? Is it a hate crime? Is it not a hate crime? Because I'm not an investigator, so I do ask them to help me with that sort of things. Uh, that's me. Personally, I like to hang out with friends. Help my friends, newcomers. I find newcomers that I can help, and help them that, okay, this is how you find a house, this is how you do this is how you do that, this is where you can reach out for free resources. I love finding freebies. So if someone tells me that this is what they want to find, I help them. So doing things with friends and family, going for therapy, and I think providing feedback as well. I recently, there was some work situation that I was not happy with, and I asked my friends, my mentors, what to do, and some people advised me to not to speak up, and that was against my ethos, that was against my personal values, that if something is not right, you have to let people know, otherwise that sets precedence. So I had to give feedback, and I gave feedback for my own sanity, that this is not the right thing to do. You have to change it. Um, so professionally, but there is a way to say it. I don't think that I phrased it professionally, and that was the feedback for myself personally. That even though it was necessary to speak up, there's a way to do it professionally, and I think I crossed the line a little bit when I addressed that situation. So acknowledge if there are situations that are in your control. Give feedback. If there are situations that are not in your control, then look at it and see that how this situation can help you in future. This situation, you cannot do anything about it. You can just acknowledge it and move on. So things like that, little things that you do every day, that impacts your personal and mental well-being.
What I like about your story is that if you don't speak up, then your on your mental health, your confidence, your self doubt, and everything will become louder. But
Sorry.
yeah, I was just saying that when you don't speak up, like the your confidence and the inner chat becomes louder, and because of that, then of course that
Yes.
starts creating more noise. That is like, oh, you should have said something. Oh, you know what, they're taking advantage of you, or
Yes.
whatever the situation is. But what I love about you speaking up, and I think this is a very good recommendation across, is that you set up the precedents that there is a boundary and they are trespassing that boundary, and
Yes.
that is not welcome, or that
Yes.
at least you are not happy with that, no? And then at some point I
Yes.
remember, because I also recommend going to therapy. I go to therapy a lot, and it's amazing. It's amazing because it's like having a coach on your side saying like, hey, you know what, let's do a checkup on that thought or on that idea. And she told me once, it's
Yes.
like, you get what you tolerate. And I remember that I was tolerating so much that that created all the things to happen for me that created the perfect recipe for a perfect storm, and then ended up in burnout. But it was because I started accepting and I started putting myself on those situations where I was like, okay, I should not speak up. Oh, you know what? Like, there is a saying that the nail that sticks out gets hammered. So it's like, oh, or
Yes.
another one that is the closer you are to the sun, you get burned. So it's like all of these things in
Burn.
my mindset, my cultural background. But another thing that is interesting in Canada is that, hey, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. So you need to
Yes.
speak up, you need to say, you need to challenge, and that's what is amazing about this country.
Yes.
Is there anything else that what advice would you give to somebody that is just very recent newcomer in Canada, working in a survival job, frustrated, angry because things are not working out the way that they thought that they were going to work out, and what can they do? Like, what would be your message to them?
I think it is very easy to get a negativity bias towards the country, towards the workplace, and everything else that Canada has to offer. When you are in situation like that, I know that because I was in that situation, and I was lucky that at that time I met my husband, so my struggles were not that hard. But still, you have to recognize that this country, it is a land of immigrants, uh, and it is very hard to verify your experience, your education from back home, wherever back home is. So you have to understand the employer's frustration as well. They want Canadian experience. And Canadian experience is not just you have to work in that field where you want to get to or where you were before. It is that you understand the culture, you understand the work ethics, you understand the people. So you're not standing out when you're working them with them. So these survival jobs can be important to get where you are, and take it at that this is just a stepping stone, this is just the beginning. It does get better. Utilize that job, utilize the people that you meet, utilize the people, like you said, Miguel, you met someone in coffee shop and they said that your accent makes their day. So just be kind when you meet people, because they don't know what you're struggling with, and you don't know what struggles they are facing. And maybe one day you click with someone, and they recommend you something, that hey, there is a position, what do you want to do. Sometimes strike a conversation with people in these jobs, because everyone has something to offer. Everyone is expert in some field, be it personal level, professional level. So learn from everyone, strike a conversation, do not build resentment, and contribute to Canada so that Canada can contribute to your life. If you start with negativity, you get negativity only, because you're thinking negative, 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 and you get consumed by it.
I love your advice. It's so powerful. Like, wow, contribute to Canada while you want Canada to contribute to you. Well, like, we should make that a poster. Because you're so right.
Thank you.
You are so right in terms of if I remember myself. Like I even remember talking with a mentor saying, like, you know what, this is broken and this systemic discrimination and racism. And I was like in a very dark space because I was frustrated. I was looking for a job. I was looking for my to get into my profession for more like 5 years and nothing. No? So super frustrated, very angry. If you meet me back then, I would be like, oh, I don't want to meet that guy. Like that guy is quite like dark and he's like a cloud, a rainy cloud following me, no? And I remember
Right.
this mentor just very bluntly told me, Miguel, if it's too tough, go back to your home, go back to your country. And I was like,
Yeah.
wow, I don't know, I needed that. It was like a bucket of cold water. Then when he told me that, it's like, no, I think, no, it's not that bad. It's like, actually, it's like, I'm going to make this work. And thanks to that, I shifted
Yeah.
my mindset in a way that is to your point. It's like,
Mindset.
I'm going to focus on the things that I can control. I'm going to focus on the things that are positive. I'm going to be the most energetic, passionate, and amazing person that anyone has ever met. And by being that, you become a magnet. You become somebody that is very attractive. And it's like, hey, I want to know more about that guy. It's like, why is he so happy all the
Yeah.
time? And people used to ask me, it's like, why are you so happy all the time? Like, and it's like, oh, if only you knew that I don't know if I'm going to pay my rent, but it's like I'm very happy, I'm very grateful, I'm super, like, things like that change, and that creates a really good change in a way that that opens the door for you, and also to get to there. And another comment that you said about use the survival job as a stepping point, a stepping stone. You are so right, because
Sorry.
I think another comment that you mentioned about using the survival job as a stepping stone into like the next level.
Yeah.
You are so right,
Yes.
because even though it's not the most glamorous job and you might be cleaning toilets or floors, hey, guess what? You are this close. You are 1 year away from getting that job that you want, for getting to the next level. And of course, build up your connection so you can get there faster. Okay, so as a final thought, Pankhudi, anything else that you think people should should pay attention, or anything that uh, they should do differently? What would you think it would be?
Um, like I said, that knowing where I am right now, start early. It's not all rosy here. It is difficult, but acknowledge your privilege as well. If you are privileged to come to this country, you're still complaining, there would be thousands of other people who would take your place in a heartbeat and do better than you are doing. So I was lucky that I didn't have to struggle that much, and I acknowledge. But I see people who are like, "Oh, back home is so better. Back home is so good. Here people are racist." What makes you think that they are racist? Did they say something racist to you? No, no, no. They just didn't give me the job. What did you do to get that job? Nothing. I applied for that position. Did you change your resume for that position? No, I have one resume. I listed all my experiences. No, you have to do the work. You cannot expect everyone to understand or assume. Do not think that people would know what you've done because you wrote 5 lines on your resume, 10 lines on your resume, and assume that they would know everything else. If there is a position that you like, change your resume to cater to that position. Word is better. If you don't know how to do that, find people that can help you do that. And do not stop it. When you land that job, do help someone else, because that's how you continue. That's how you make things better for yourself and for others.
I love your advice. Wow, I'm going to make a lot of quotes. I'm going to be big posters putting around me, because it's like it's so true. It is so true. Sometimes we just assume that other people assume, and then it's just like in this circle of assumptions or perceptions, which is like, no, it's actually different. Like they are not even thinking about that or about you in that way. So 100%.
Yeah.
And I think, just to close this up, I will say what I learned from you is networking. Start early. Number one, start early, but networking with purpose. Be active. Follow up. Ask good questions. Invite people to within your journey. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to ask for help. Like there are so many good good piece of advice that you just provided, and also how to follow up, how to ask for mentorship. That's a really good one, and how to provide value by paying it forward. Just as a last thing, as a last thought, what you mentioned at the end, it's that I remember when I was really sad or angry or mad, I remember that by helping others, you forget about your struggle, you forget about your issues, because you are helping others and you are serving, you are using your gifts for others, and because you do that, it gets paid back like tenfold or a thousandfold. So from from what I understand from you is like, hey, help others, volunteer, even though you might not get, even though you are not in the job that you want, by helping others, you just start putting out the seeds for that to happen. So
Yes.
thank you so much, Pankhudi, because like this is an amazing. Every time I speak with you, it's like, wow, I learned so much from you just because of your experience, and also like how you are. I love how you are direct, but also direct in a good sense, in a way that is like, oh wow, I understand, and I feel it in a way. So it's like, thank you for that, because it's very refreshing. Sometimes we might not be that direct in our culture, in our Canadian culture, and that takes more time to understand what's happening. So thank you for that.
Yes.
And as a last thought, um, anyone that you want to thank as a big contributor of your success, who would that be?
My mom. My mom, because no matter how hard things were, and she's not very educated either, she endured so much so that she could provide me education. Uh, uh, Stayed in a marriage that was not good so that I can stand on my feet, and she didn't know what I should do. So she just said, "Do something. As long as you're doing something, I can hold off the marriage proposals and everything. Do something, study or whatever." She sold her um, uh, jewelry. She used all her funds to send me here. Like I don't want kids now because I don't want to do all this for someone. Like my mom loved me this much, I want to love myself back. But yeah, my mom is the biggest supporter, and now my husband. Um, every time I get successful in something, and I'm like, okay, what's next? Because that's the Indian mentality. What's next? The day I landed this job, I was creating a chart with what should I do next, what should be the salary progression, what should be the career progression, and even people pointed it out in my job that you just got the call. What are you doing? And my husband would be like, "We're going out to celebrate.
Yeah.
You gonna stop now?"
Oh
So
wow.
these two people,
What an amazing
very lucky
story.
to have, and
Exactly. Like your mom sounds like a super mom, like all the moms in this world, like they do, a go above beyond for their children. So that's incredible. For sure, we should talk with your mom at some point, because that story is an amazing story as well of like, no matter what, everything on the line for my girl. And your husband also sounds like an amazing partner. So that's amazing. And you're right. Like if we don't celebrate, we don't teach our brain and our biochemistry that that's what we want more. So by celebrating, we release dopamine and we live amazing. And then it's like, hey, we are telling our brain, is like, hey, just keep doing more of this because we want more of like this drug that it feels so good. And that's just a virtuous cycle of you can repeat. So that's amazing. Well, Pankhudi, I had a tremendous time talking with you. It's an incredible journey. I'm pretty sure we're going to be talking more because you're going to be just like a rising star of progress and success. So thank you so much for sharing with us all your insights and wisdom. And I love everything that you have shared with us. Thank you.
thank you for having me here. And it started, and now it's like a mentor-mentee relationship, which is cyclical. I reached out to you for mentorship. Now I'm glad that I was able to provide some insights that can help other people. So likewise, it's always great to talk to you and hear more about your journey. And thank you.
Thank you so much, Pankhudi. Awesome. To your success.
To your success as well. To join, to mutual,
Mutual
success.
success.
Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed this show and that it helps you to find your way or make your way. If you found value, share it with someone who needs it. Until next time, to your success.